Okay, let's start now. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining today's meeting. Today, we'll be discussing a new topic, which is called the types of media. Now, unlike the previous topic that we had last week, this one is much easier to understand. So, basically, we'll be talking about the three types of media. And then, right after the discussion of the three types of media, there will be an additional information about the way the these types of media are delivered, no, to the audience or delivered to the mass. Okay, so okay, so okay, so let's proceed. Now, take note that there are three types of media. Then the following types of media are these ones: print media, broadcast media, new or online media. Now, you might be thinking, Ma'am, di ba social media, that's a type of media man, di ba? Yes, that is a type of media, but it belongs to a certain category under these three types. Okay? So, when we talk about print media, it refers to paper publication. So, types like books, newspapers, journals, magazines, newsletters, or under print media. So when I ask you, give me an example of print media, you should answer Sunstar, Pep Magazine, Cosmopolitan, Archie, okay, or other types of papers nga under sa print media. So it doesn't really only focus on kanang news or mga fashion magazines. It can be anything. As mentioned there, it can be books, history book, science book, or uh, soksay book, research book. Those are under print media. So your clue when you talk about print media is that it is anything that was written and printed. Okay? Even albums, no? Kanang mga album ninyo that falls under print media. Okay? If you I'm referring to kanang K-pop albums and not the photo album. Okay? The K-pop albums. When you look at the K-pop albums, if you're a fan of K-pop, I've noticed some of you are a fan of it. When you look at it, the albums contain different images, different words, even the lyrics of the songs are included in the said album. Okay, so those things fall under print media. So what's the usual content of these types of media, of this type of media? So in the ancient or in the old ways or in the early years of media, the content that is generated by print media is news and information, okay, during the early years. During the modern times, they have generated a wide variety of information already. So wala na siya ni focus solely on news and information. When it developed, when technology developed, when media developed also, it has um, it has included in its scope advertisements and written entertainment during the modern times. Okay? So mao na karon nga kung mutanaw kag magazine, naanay advertisements of a certain handbag, of a certain perfume, or of another certain thing. Okay? Because that is part or that is included or that's the usual content of print media. The second type of media is the broadcast media. This is the traditional form of media that include TV and radio. So the distribution of audio and video content to a dispersed audience via TV or radio. And this type of media commonly come in two forms: radio broadcasting and television broadcasting. So, ma'am, what is the distinct or what makes broadcast media distinct from print media? Aside from the definition or the purpose or the use of broadcast media that is shown in the screen, the content being generated also in broadcast media is the same with the content of the modern print media, which is the entertainment and the advertisements. Okay, so during the modern times in print media, um, advertisements and entertainment are very famous, or mao say pagawas mao sad ang patok at that time. Okay, so in radio, the music and drama are ilahang content. It's their content, music and drama. So you'd often hear songs on the radio, love songs, sad songs, ballads, hip hop, rock, K-pop, and other songs, no, even P-pop, no, because radio, the content generated in the radio stirs listeners' imagination. It means that the drama or the music that you hear from the radio would allow the listener to depend on their imagination. For example, there's one radio segment that I really listen, Sukad High School, because it's played by someone sa balay, no? Kay ganahan kay to siya gradyo. So ang katong nga segment is called Handumanan. Okay, I really like listening to Handumanan. So every time matimingan nga makapaminaw mi, you would or I would really imagine what's happening in the scene already, because just by their voices they were able to portray what kind of emotions are being reflected with their audio, with their scenes, no. So maybe in the future I'd let you listen to one handumanan nga drama, and then you will be the judge to it. Nindot siya siya. It's Cebuano. Okay, Cebuano siya. So you'd really understand, and you'd also learn deep Cebuano words also in some cases, because there are times that they'll use deep Cebuano words to really hit the feeling or hit the emotion that they want to target. Okay, so most people, especially the older generation, prefer the radio over the television, because uh, aside from they feel more emotions in the radio, it has become easier for them to do task, no, while listening to the radio, because in radio audio raman ang naa. Okay, you don't have to watch anything, you just have to listen carefully. Okay, so in television, it is more entertaining because of the moving image plus the audio. Okay, so unlike the radio, nga audio only, television, it's video and audio. And television also fosters emotion and empathy, reaching a wider target of audience. Okay, it the emotions shown by the characters in the drama in television would get you also, no. So maluoy sad ka kung gidaog-daog siya, maluoy sad ka nga gitukmod siya, di ba? Kiligon sad mo kung naay kiss-kiss, kiligon sad mo kung naay holding hands or mga sweet moments ang main characters ana sa lidaha. Okay, so you'd also see the emotions even without the audio, just by seeing what they're doing. 'Di ba? Kiligon ka, masakitan sad ka kung mag-break sila. Muhilak sad ka kung maghilak-hilak sila. Okay? So there is really a huge difference between the radio and television. Okay? So But the most basic difference between the two is that in radio, it only makes use of the audio. So they have to be more creative with their delivery. With television, it uses both video and audio. So even non-verbal language can be used in TV. Okay. The last type of media is the new or online media. This is a medium which use internet to send information. So as you can see there, you have PLDT Home, Globe, and Sky. These are just some of the internet providers here in the Philippines. So the distinct, the most distinct characteristic of new or online media is that it uses the internet. Okay, unlike the print media and the broadcast media, online media uses the internet. Okay, so what about or what other um, characteristic can we use, ma'am, to separate or to make or to distinguish online media among all the selections? Okay, look at the content. What are the content generated by online media? In online media, they generate almost all the content of both print and broadcasting, but it introduces the power of communication and interaction, and it also encourages the audience to participate, making the audience feel they are involved. Okay? For example, American Idol. When you want to vote, you have a certain artist that you like. Okay? So, inyong buhaton is mo vote mo sa kani siyang artist. No, I like this artist. I'll vote this artist. Okay? So you vote, you use their platform to vote for the artist that you like. That means you are participating in the voting nga scenario. Okay? So you are involved in that media. Okay? It's like with katong example nako last time sa kanang written codes, katong captions. Okay? For example, nag-post ka og meme. Okay? Ang meme nimo, pangga ako samtang wa pa ko'y afam. Okay? Then imong caption, manifesting. Okay? So, that is still under kwan, still under new media because you are, what you call this? You are sharing, you're participating by posting that meme on your Facebook wall. And kung mo comment sad sila classmates, agree, mo react hard. Ang others mo react haha. Ang uban like. Or your best friends would comment there, um, ako pod looking for, no? So those things, you're participating in that media, you're participating in the post. Okay, so that activity falls under new media. Okay, so over the time, the content of media is headway to more sophisticated creation, from the basic giving of information, which is the print media, to entertainment, which is the broadcast media, and now to influence individual group of people and societies in defining themselves, which falls under new media, okay, or the online media. Okay. Now, how do they deliver? Kung sa Shopee pa na ay COD, kani sa types of media, how do we or how does the content from these types of media get delivered? Okay? There are different ways, and I'll show you some ways on the delivery of these types of media. We have live streaming, we have webinars, podcast, infographics, and ebooks. Okay. Um, you're all very familiar with all of these terms here. Okay. But let me get to them one by one. When we talk about live streaming, this allows a creator to share creation and idea in real time. It can be in broadcast media, but commonly used in online media using Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram as its platform. Okay? So when you go to Instagram, when you scroll and then you get a notification, oh, this person is doing a live now. You click on it. When you click on it, you'll see what is happening sa iyahak at that moment. Okay? Makita nimo kung asa siya, makita nimo kung nag-unsa siya, makita nimo kung unsay ang gisulob, kinsay ang kuyog, unsay background niya. Okay? So, that falls under live streaming. Okay? You see what happens in real time. Okay? Or ina kay friend niya to concert niya gi-live stream niya ang concert para makita sad mo nga timbahay. Okay? Gi-live stream niya, oh, mao ni siya ang concert, mao ni siya ang mga artists and all. Okay, mao ni ang kani nga group, mao ni siya nga celebrity and all. Oh, I've seen this person in person. No, I've seen this celebrity in person. Okay? So, you'd see or you'd know nga wala timinga naa day siya sa kuan karon, naa day siya sa SM karon, naa day siya sa Ayala karon, day kuyugi ko mga tutag SM, no? Pangitaon nato siya kay nakita nimo siya sa live stream sa imong kauban or maybe someone that you know of. Okay? Next, by the way, in live streaming, broadcast media and online media is maybe applicable in this type of delivery. Okay? Dili si written media. Dili si print media, sorry. So, for live streaming, only broadcast media and online media may be applied as for this type of delivery. Webinars create a room for seminars, trainings, lectures, and discussions using online media. This can also be used in presenting new products, showcasing latest creation. Um, pag grade 11 ninyo or maybe pag high school ninyo, um, you had to attend a seminar on how to or how to use the LMS. Okay? So, tudluan mo, you had to undergo training, you had to go discussion about how to use or how to maneuver everything in your LMS, how to do your attendance, how to view your activities, how to take the quiz, and so on and so whatever. Okay? So, these things fall under webinar. Okay? A webinar is simply a seminar that is conducted online. Okay? The types of media that can be applied to this one can be online media or broadcast media. But it's more on online media, should say. Okay? Online media is the best fit for this type of delivery. Then we have podcast, which is known also as a new radio, merged from the word iPod and broadcast, an audio program done in series and delivered in digital audio. Listeners can access through online media and download it for offline listening. Okay. The most popular platform, I think, for this um, mode of delivery is Spotify. No, I've seen this in Spotify. I've actually listened to a few podcasts in there. Okay, so when we talk about podcast, it's like a talk show. Okay, but it's more comfortable. No, kanang kamura yung duha nagstorya, but you're sharing it. You're sharing it to people online. Okay, you're sharing information to people online. It's not like webinar nga naadyo'y presentations, naadyo'y slideshow and whatsoever. Podcast is more on audio. You just have to listen. Okay, and it also discusses different topics, various topics from self-love to relationships, from being ghosted to being the ghoster, no? Or kanang horror stories to true crime. Okay? My my choice is actually will always be true crime and horror stories when it comes to podcast. I just find it interesting. Maybe some of you also do listen to podcasts, no? Nabay maminaw podcast ninyo? And if yes, what type of podcast do you listen? Can you type in your answers? Or if you listen to podcasts, what podcast would you suggest? Sky Podcast. Is it interesting?
It's basically like a podcast of Slater Young and Crazy Mom.
Yeah, I heard about that one. No. So, what is it usually about? What are their topics? Is it about having a family?
I usually ma'am random man nila na like pag-istoryaan ma'am, but mainly like sa ilang life or like events silang life or any like topics naman stuff ma'am. And
I
usay
see.
mag-invite sad sila og like mga bag-o ra pud sad nga parents ma'am or mag-invite sila people pud nga dako pud nga kan sa Philippines and all.
I see. I see. I see. Thank you. Thank you, Librando, for sharing. So their scope is actually wide scope, no? From their life to having family to having kanang sharing their guest experience and siguro, no? Magnus Archives. What's Magnus Archives? Horror podcast. Is it good? Is it nice? Okay, I'll listen to that. Is it in Spotify? Okay, YouTube. Yes. A typical Pinoy crap was also suggested by one of my students yesterday. So I'll take note of this and I'll listen to them. Thank you so much for the recommendations. Okay. So those are podcasts. So you find them interesting, that's why you listen to it. Okay, you just have to listen. You do not have to participate in their kuan jud, like kinahanglan jud ka mo react or kuan. It's up to you gihapon if ganahan ka mo comment on their content, no? Okay. And the last mode of delivery is um ebooks. Okay? So the last mode of delivery, infographics pa di ay nakalimtan. Infographics is a visual presentation of information and data. It comes in imagery, charts, and minimal text, which allows the reader to have a quick overview of the concept or idea. It may use print media and online media. Now, take note that in infographics, you would notice or look at the example that is presented there. In infographics, you'd see that it does not only contain words, it does not only contain the text. It also contains different images that represent what is um, presented in your text. Okay, so in infographics. So basically, infographics is information in graphics. Why is it that we have images in infographics? That is because, according to studies, most people are visual learners, wherein they learn more if they see a graphic presentation of the text that is being discussed. Okay? Mo na nga naatay, is, as you can see in the example natay, pie graph, na ay people, na ay chart, no? Na ay brain and whatsoever that represents the text that is being referred to in that certain part of the presentation or in that paper. Okay, infographics. And mo na dyan siya ang last mode of delivery, ebooks, electronic version of printed books. These are the stories can be read on computer or handheld device. It also promotes interactivity and personalization. Okay? Now, ebooks does not only focus on the academic na mga books. It can also be about creative or fantasy or fictional na mga books. So we have the existence of Wattpad. Okay? So during my time, I think I was in high school when it first started to develop. So mo na nga with often during our free time with transfer with Bluetooth the e-books with each other then magbasa rami di na mi magtingog no sa una. I was so crazy about this thing sa una pod but now dili na kaayo. And in your case maybe some of you are still into reading Wattpad or e-books and yeah, you know it's easier kay dili siya bugat compared to physical books. So dili ka magproblema og mawala kay naramantanan sa imuhang device. Okay? And that ends my discussion about this topic, the types of media. Now I'm going to show you the short video presentation discussing the entire topic, types of media. Okay? Just sit back, relax, and watch the presentation. Okay. So that ends my discussion about the types of media. So again, very quick review. There are three types of media. You have the print media, the broadcast media, and the new media or the online media. When we talk about the print media, this refers to paper publication like the books, magazines, newspapers. They fall under print media. Now, when we talk about broadcast media, this refers to the TV and the radio, wherein you can both have um, video and audio or just the audio alone. And examples of this would be the TV networks, ABS-CBN, TV5, even GMA. Okay. Then we also have the last type of media, which is the online media, which uses internet and allows you to communicate with the media or with other people. Okay. So there are different ways to deliver the content of the different types of media also. So you have the live streaming, webinars, podcasts, infographics, and even ebooks. Okay. So do you have any questions about this topic?
None so far, ma'am.
None so far. Thank you. How about the others? Any questions?
None, ma'am.
None. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. So on Thursday, during our face-to-face meeting, let's have a graded oral recitation about this topic, the types of media. Okay? Graded oral siya. Only this topic nga tong discuss this week. Okay? Kanilang. I'll give you time to study during our meeting before we start the graded oral. Okay? So ma'am, what will happen? What would be the procedure of the oral graded recitation? I'll explain further on Thursday. Okay? So just prepare for the task or for the activity that will happen on Thursday. Thank you so much and have a great day, STEM 1A. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Thank you, ma'am.